which had led to much brangling over turns, a couple of memorable fistfights, and one stabbing, which Pen could never mix into because it would have been unfair, not to mention that few fellow students, once they learned of his sorceress if untrained status, challenged him. "More than once," Des murmured smugly. Des was getting disturbingly good at reading his thoughts these days. Practice, I suppose. He was a bit peeved that the process did not seem to be reciprocal, though he had certainly grown able to sense her moods. So many moods. And had become almost unthinkingly fluent in their silent speech. When they were alone, he tried to let her chatter on aloud with his mouth as much as she pleased, which seemed to help keep her in a good humor. Bad idea when not alone, since their conversations all took place in his voice, to the confusion and a few times violent offense of their auditors. He pulled the next prepared wooden plate off the stack at the end of his work table and carefully arranged his new page face down across it. As habitually as when sitting down to dinner, he blessed the work with the tally of the gods, touching his forehead for the daughter of spring, his lips for the bastard, his navel for the mother of summer, his groin for the father of winter, and spreading his hand over his heart for the son of autumn. And then tapped his thumb twice more against his lips, for luck. Sitting up straight, he said, "Ready, Des?" "You hardly need me for this any more," she griped, but flowed into alignment with him nonetheless. He passed his hand above the plate. A stink of wood rot and burning arose from it, along with a puff of steam mixed with smoke. His hand heated, pleasantly taming its cramping. His carefully calligraphed page grayed into ash. He took up his brush and whisked away the ash and crumbs. Raised upon the surface was left a perfect mirror replica of his page, ready to turn over to the palace printer for making anything from a few dozen to hundreds of copies. The work would have taken an ordinary woodcarver the better part of a week, and wouldn't be nearly so fine. He could produce 10 plates a day, and it was only that slow because he'd not yet figured out how to perform it with anyone's writing but his own. The trick of it was in the destruction of the handwritten page, so that there was no net gain in order. Uphill creative magic was costly. Downhill destructive magic was cheap. What happened to the plate afterward in the hands of ordinary men did not seem to impinge on this demonic summation. He could do this all day long. The Princess-Archdivine had been delighted with his new skill when he'd first shown it to her, and now used him regularly for her official pamphlets. In between those interrupting assignments, he was permitted to get on with the task of his heart, reproducing Learned Ruchia's 2-volume work on sorcery and medicine, to be distributed to the bastards' order throughout the cantons and the Weald, and soon Darthica and Ibra, and after that, perhaps, Adria and far Sidonia. Des moaned in prospect. And to which he had added a short epilogue detailing his new technique, a codicil by learned Penric of Martinsbridge, sorcerer he had proudly headed it, which should multiply its effect yet further. He owed Ruchia that living memorial, he thought, for death-gifting him with her demon, however inadvertently. Well, inadvertent from his point of view, hers and her demon's. He was uneasily unsure about the intentions of the white god that she, and now he, served. Though so far Penric seemed to have been let get on with his life free of holy molestation. At a cautious knock at his workroom door, Pen called, "Enter." A palace page in the blue tabard of a dedicate of the Daughter's Order poked her head in, though only a few wary inches. She jerked back and waved a hand before her nose, grimacing, as the smoky fug of Pen's labors wafted out into the corridor. "Learned Penric, sir. The Princess-Archdivine bids you attend upon her in her private cabinet." "Now?" "Yes, learned." Penric waved amiable acknowledgment. "Very good. I'll follow presently."